Welcome back. Last Process 4.
Welcome back.
I'm your host, Cronin. And I got GrimShins.
I'm your host, Cronin.
Hello.
GrimShins of Ecco,
Hello.
the Tides of Time.
Oh, thank you. Ecco? I'm playing Ecco. I don't know if there's an Ecco.
I told these people last time Ecco's coming up, and now it's here. Obviously this is Ecco.
Alright, but I think Ecco and audio. Okay, cool, fixed. Perfect. Alright. So, I'm not sure how many people are familiar with Ecco the Dolphin. It's a pretty good game. In the first Ecco the Dolphin game, you had to hunt down your lost pod, which involved, time travel and fighting aliens and stuff like that. And this is the sequel. Picks up right where the game left off. Gonna be running the any percent category, because it's faster and we like speed.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Hope you all enjoy it. And time will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Kinda got screwed by momentum there. I apologize. So, home bay, nothing too special about it. That dolphin that I talked to briefly and ignored what he was saying, he was a wall. Wasn't gonna move, wasn't gonna let me by until I talked to him. He tells me about these teleport rings here, which make me go really long distances. If I miss any of the rings, it's like a 3-second time loss. Not too difficult to hit them, though. Each one is spaced exactly 4 charges apart. I'm just mashing the B and C button to go as fast as possible. Now, one cool thing that was pretty recently discovered is a memory manipulation that's going to let me skip a cutscene later on. Essentially, in these first couple of levels, I need to make very sure that I don't do a U-turn where Ecco faces toward the screen. This level is supposed to be kind of long, but that sucks, so I skip it by clipping through that wall. Just push this rock into the barrier, break it open. And now you'll notice we've got another meter below our life meter. That's our air meter. If that hits 0, we start to drown, and that's not good. Fortunately, since this is speedrun and we're going fast, it's never gonna be an issue. Two Tides introduces us to the key glyphs, which let you get past door glyphs. This particular one we're going to be using twice, and that's something that pops up a couple of times in the run. If it looks like I'm hitting walls a lot, partially that's because this game is really hard. Ecco's very fast and he can only turn every 8 frames. Sometimes it'll be because it's actually more efficient to bonk into a wall to line myself up. And we should be good for the cutscene skip. Here is where things get weird. This is Trelia, our descendant from the good future, which she's going to take me to right now for reasons. Got the classic time travel track from Ecco 1 here, albeit a little bit slower. Touch me, and I will take you to the future. Okay. Perfect. Our memory values were good, we skipped the cutscene. Saves 8 seconds, and fortunately, didn't really involve a routing change. Do a frame-perfect super jump, up to here, and miss the actual skip of the level, and fall down. Yeah, that's good, that's fine. These dolphins in the future are psychic and can carry me with their minds, which is pretty cool. Jump around that glyph, hit the end of level bounding box, skip having to play the entire level. And on this one, you can do something kind of similar, only the setup is sub-pixel perfect, the trick is frame perfect, and even if I do it the first time, it only saves 3 seconds versus the normal route. But it looks cool, so I'm gonna do it anyway. Hopefully. That one was pretty close. There we go. Skip's having to get a second key glyph. And we're in the first auto-scroller now. In the future, the ocean's got kind of a vascular system. It's connected by these water tubes. And according to some of the lore that I'm skipping, because I'm not talking to any of the dolphins, the ocean is conscious. It both feels and thinks. So, yeah, chew on that. You know, you're swimming in the ocean, you take a leak or something like that, the ocean knows. The ocean absolutely knows. I sing to these whirlpools to close them so I don't fall out of the tube. And in the next stage, I need to make sure that I don't get knocked out of the tube by this giant jellyfish here. Because if I fall in this stage, I actually get sent back 2 levels. Have to do the auto-scroller again. Fortunately, we're on any percent, and the jellyfish isn't too bad. Skylands is a pretty cool stage. I'm gonna be using these bubbles to send myself flying, and I'm gonna be trying to hit them in a way that I don't hit any of the small pools of water here. Get caught by this psychic dolphin, carries me over here. Make the jump, tap left, get caught by the dolphin, and we're good. Fin to Feather's gonna introduce a little fact about dolphin biology I bet you didn't know. They can turn into birds. We actually intentionally hit the wall there, because it's faster to fall than it is to dive, just like real life. And we're on to the second 3D stage. This one's got these, I guess it's kelp or vines. The top looks kind of like a lotus flower or something like that. I don't know if there's an analog in real life, but they look cool. And they're also very easy to avoid. This is probably the easiest 3D stage, which is why it's got the harshest limit on number of rings you can miss. That counter in the upper left-hand corner, if I miss a ring, after that goes down to 0, I need to replay the previous level and do the 3D stage again. There's really only one 3D stage where that's a possibility, though. Eagles Bay introduces why we really like bird form. Normally, we're supposed to fly all the way to the left of the stage, grab a glyph, and fly to the right, but we can actually skip that. Our hitbox as the bird is small enough that we can squeeze between a seam and the rock wall here, and just swim to the end of the level. Saves a bunch of time. Asterite's Cave. This introduces the broken glyph mechanic. It's the only time you see it in the game, but we've got to put these glyphs back together in order to get the key song. They're also the only object that I'm aware of that deloads almost immediately once it's off screen, so you gotta be careful not to get it off screen. And this is a skip that I discovered entirely on accident. You're supposed to wait to get past that wall. That little worm that you saw briefly there is supposed to eat the rock wall, but turns out if you just line yourself up with the leftmost rock and press charge and speed swim at the same time, you'll just kind of squeeze through it. You're probably wondering why there's a giant DNA strand on screen, and even though it's funnier if I don't explain what it is, that's the Asterite. It's the creature that gave you the power to fight the aliens in the first game. You talk to it, and it explains to you, okay, the aliens knew that I empowered you, they came back, they killed me, so you have to go back to the past, your present, in order to save my life. And we're gonna do that, but first we need to rescue some lost orcas in this level, which is very aptly entitled Lost Orcas. The nasty aliens attacked that orca, and her babies got separated from her. Because Ecco's a good guy, he's gonna bring them back. Get that first pair. Gonna run into a rock, because I wasn't thinking. Swim down here. Very conveniently, that school of pufferfish points to the exact location of that orca, so I can just swim really quickly past it, it'll follow me. And, you know, the mama thanks me for being such a good dude, and this orca's gonna take me to the end of the level. This is a spot where normally I'd be like, this is a good time to read some donations, because there's no way to speed this up. The exit of the level does not spawn until it reaches a certain point, but you can be assured that once I reach that point, I'm leaving this sucker behind. Spent all that time, you know, saving all the orca kids just to abandon one of them. So once this orca starts going down this shaft, I can just swim to the end of the level. Oh my god, that has never happened before. The orca decided to despawn. That's awesome. Well, rip estimate. That happened because I went a little bit too far to the left, apparently. So, hell yeah, just delivering the new experiences in the marathon. Gotta talk to Mama again now. Yeah, not like this indeed. That's very strange, you know? But that's what I love about Ecco, keeps things exciting. It's pretty much par for the course, though. You know, something bad happens every time I run this game in a marathon. The first time, I fell out of the tube in Tube of Medusa. I had to replay Skyway and Sky Tides again. Second time I ran it, I soft-locked the game on a level where you have to do a bird clip. Another time I managed to get swallowed by a boss, but, you know, it's all good. This is Blackfin, and he's a jerk. I need him to give me a song in order to break some rocks in this level, but first he wants to have a little bit of a race. Except it's not really a race, he just wants to kind of show me the way, but, you know, try to confuse me, so I've got to follow him, make sure that I keep up with him, because otherwise he spawns back at the beginning of the level, and he starts to roast you for, you know, being awful. He even eventually calls into question whether or not you really are who you say you are. It's like, oh, you're telling me you're Ecco the Dolphin, you know, the great hero of the sea? Can't even keep up with me? Ha. But he cooperated this time, he gives us this song. Hit these rocks. Can do a cool trick called charge boosting, where basically I do a slide from C to A on the control pads, and that'll launch me, and the final tap of A sends a charge song that breaks the shell and kind of propels me forward. It's neat. I just killed an alien. Those aliens kind of suck, because damage in this game's calculated per frame, and you don't have iframes if you're overlapping an enemy, so if that enemy touches you, you're dead in about a third of a second. Pretty cool. Gotta sing to this ring of stars, because it's gonna break open a rock barrier. Gotta make sure that I don't push it too far, because if it gets stuck in this wall, I'm gonna have to go back, rescue another baby orca. It's all good. This orca tells me about the asteroid's death, and also relays that a couple aliens took the last pair of globes. This level I'm supposed to turn into a jellyfish, but that's slow, so we're not gonna do it. Using some charge boosting to get through that corridor quickly. Supposed to touch that metasphere and turn into a jellyfish, but it's way faster just to damage boost through these guys. We got enough health, it's fine. Jump over, hit the glyph while I'm in midair, exit the level. Gateway is a pretty short level, just jump over this cliff, swim past the jellyfish, and onward to what I think is probably the most annoying 3D stage in the game. These jellyfish like to pull you towards them when you're charging, so they like to ruin your trajectory. Definitely kinda sucks. Also, I've got to be careful not to charge too many times when there are jellyfish on screen, because that does lag out the game. Now, actually, on the Japanese version of the game, the 3D stages don't lag as hard. And that's why we use it for the hard mode run, but it's strictly slower on any percent, because an auto-scroller later in the game is slower. There's another wall dolphin in this level, only this time he doesn't respond just to a cheerful hello. He wants something from you. Specifically, he wants this fish. So we're gonna give it to him. But if we get off screen before he eats the fish, he doesn't eat the fish and we can eat it. And that fish actually has a very interesting property. It can put you above 100% health, which is pretty cool. Not really useful, but since health doesn't carry over between levels or anything. And cool, one of the rocks didn't spawn, that's always a treat. And now we are on to the first real boss fight in the game. It's somewhat of an auto-scroller, but we can speed it up by pushing this shell, but we take damage every frame we're touching the shell. Fortunately, we can recharge our health with the fish. Those eels on the wall are pretty easy to kill. The red eel will kill us almost instantly, though. We can't do anything about him until we reach the bottom of the level. There is a very slight chance that I'll get an instant kill on this boss without having to do anything, but we don't know what triggers it. And it's pretty quick to kill the boss anyway. So there's Asterite, looking a little bit worse for wear, a little less complete than the last time we saw it. So we gotta rebuild it. Not too much to this level, only 2 pairs to grab. I have to make sure I bump into a wall there, because if these globes aren't orbiting around me, they will not spawn back in Asterite's cave when I go through the teleport ring, and I'll need to go back and grab them again, which is slow. You may be thinking, man, seems like it's gonna take a long time to rebuild the Asterite. And yeah, it would. This level sucks. It's got like 10 pairs in it. Fortunately, we do that and can just skip to the end of the level. And we can do the same thing on this level. Basically, if I sing to the glyph and then charge into it before it responds to me, I'll get a double push off of it, which will clip me into a wall. That one's a lot scarier to do because if I had been wrong in my timing, I would have zipped into a room that I couldn't get out of, and it would be a soft lock. So Asteroid's looking a lot healthier now. We totally returned all of those globes. There are only 4 pairs that you need to get on this stage. We've tried to figure out a way to skip this level, but unfortunately the geometry just does not permit the same kind of glyph skip that the previous 2 levels had, which is a shame because even though it's a pretty short level on any percent, on hard mode, it is over 5 minutes because you've got to collect 8 pairs of globes and there's only 1 teleport ring all the way at the beginning. Nine pairs? Oh man, I can't count. In Hungry Ones, we're supposed to transform into a shark to get through some areas without oxygen, but screw that, sharks suck. We're going to turn into a bird, and we are going to clip through this wall if I can hit the right spot. Probably the harder of the bird clips in the game. The alignment's pretty precise. Fortunately, repeated attempts do not take very much time. Just swim to the bottom of the level, and we're good. On to the best 3D stage in the game. Continuing the theme of sharks suck, we're just gonna kill a bunch of them, but its cool property takes place every time you kill an enemy in a 3D stage. It resets the cooldown timer on your charge, so you can go really, really fast. Hit 2 sharks, jump, jump, hit that high ring. It's actually pretty easy to miss rings on this level because you're going a little too fast, which is just the way we like it in a speedrun. And now we are in Lunar Bay, which is sort of the part of the ocean that the aliens have nested in. Just gotta swim over to a glyph that'll remove a barrier for us. There are actually 2 barriers that we've got to remove, but we're gonna do something similar to what we did in level 2 and just swim through the barrier. Touch against the floor, and I can wiggle my way through. And what is this? I am getting kidnapped by some aliens. And there's a lot of stars on screen, so you know what that means. We're going to the future, baby. But it's a different future. It's a dark future. And this is where the game gets a little strange. Alien physiology is not as well adapted to time travel as dolphins, so they blow up immediately, and there's surprisingly little water in the future, so this is a platform game now. Pick up this key song, and hopefully we'll be able to keep it throughout the entire level. Gravity's a little funny in these stages, so sometimes it inverts.
I'd like to add that this future is filled with chrome.
Yes. Everything is chrome in the future. So one thing I did a couple seconds ago was deload a bounding box that causes me to lose the key song. And that'll let me just skip having to get another key song glyph. And I just skipped half the level by doing a non-developer intended jump.
Nice.
We're gonna be doing another one of those in a moment. Break this barrier here. Invert gravity. Swim up here, kill that thing, whatever it was. And we're gonna jump back over, save a little bit of time. And that is Vortex Future. I played that better than I did in the world record, so good stuff.
Nice.
Black Clouds has 4 barriers we're supposed to remove, but we're going to only get 3 of them, because lazy.
Lazy fast.
Yeah! After getting this third one, can do some more shenanigans with gravity and non-developer intended jumps. I gotta mash A and C here, so I don't get knocked out by those rocks. Just bounce up this tunnel, and we're at the end of the level. And onward to Graviter Box, which has the strangest gravity in the game. You end up getting, like, pulled up the side of a level, but we skip most of that part. Get another key glyph. Jump up here. Charge out here, break down this wall. And onward to boss fight number 2, Globe Holder, which really sucks. Essentially, I gotta take this big old blue ball here and smack it against the walls until it turns red. And I very nearly died. And now it's pissed at me. So it's gonna try to crush me. But it's too slow. Kill it, it does some interlacing stuff, and now I've got the Asterite's last pair.
Would you say that fight was balls?
It was absolutely balls.
I really like the design of that fight. You never fight like a giant screen-wide sphere in any other game.
That is very true, and I think other games suffer because of that.
Yes.
So we're back in the present, and we gotta drop off the Asterite's final pair. And I've gotta be very careful because there actually is a very game-breaking soft lock that can happen here, and with our luck, you know... I did not soft lock the game. So the Asterite's power is fully restored. I don't have to surface for air anymore, not that I did anyway. All of the dolphins are helping storm the alien compound. Just need to remove a barrier. And there's a long auto-scroller section in here, but we're gonna do the easiest glitch in the game to make it a lot shorter. You literally just swim at that wall as fast as you can. There's a seam between 2 parts of the wall, and you just kinda get sucked into the auto-scroller. I'm intentionally not killing this alien, because as long as it's alive, the other aliens in the section won't spawn. And that lets me not have to even think about spawn points. Although I'm gonna need to kill it there, because it came pretty close to overlapping me, and as I mentioned earlier, if it overlaps me for like more than 1/3 of a second, I'm toast. Oh, and if you'll notice, a very fine gentleman in chat named Upthorn. He's the guy who did the tasks for this game and knows way more about the ins and outs of the engine than I do. So he's been very generous in explaining some of the stuff in the game that I've kind of been glossing over, so thank you. And now it's time to fight the Queen, last boss in the game. I'm gonna let her try to swallow me, but that's gonna set me up for a quick kill. Get 9 hits on her, and she is done. This is not time, by the way. The game does a bit of a head fake and makes us think that it's over, but it's not. Yeah, she's weak to sound. Well, I mean, did you see how close Ecco was? I mean, you'd probably relent if I were to just stand right next to you and scream into your ear repeatedly as well. This is the point in the game where you go use the restroom if you need to. That's something that both Chronoon and I have done during world record runs.
It's very handy.
Yeah, you know, it's like the devs were thinking about it. Shout out to Ed Annunziata, the producer and lead designer of this game. Really cool dude. He just followed me on Twitter the other day. That was a pleasant surprise.
Yo, same. That was awesome.
Yeah, like... I guess he knows that we play Dolphin games fast. That's pretty cool. And, you know, after this credit sequence, where dolphins just tell us a bunch of Hungarian names for some reason, we go on to the second loop. Just kidding, it's not a second loop. Just have to do Home Bay again. Only this time, the 3D stage is a lot worse. Because it's got jellyfish, it's got poisonous nautiluses, it's got sharks, it's got lag, and it's got a distinct possibility of death. So, trying very hard not to hit anything. This is one of those stages where it's not always optimal to charge, because if there's too much on screen, you'll get lag frames. You'll notice I barely got touched by a poison bubble and already lost a block of health. If that happens again, I'll lose potentially the rest of my health bar. It's pretty terrible. And now the Asterite tells us that when we used the time machine in Ecco 1, it created a time paradox, which splits the stream of time into 2 futures, a good one and a bad one. We've shut down that split, but now we're going to Atlantis, which houses the time machine, to destroy the time machine so it doesn't happen again. I'm not sure what's supposed to be on this block. It looks kind of like, you know, the head of an eel or something like that. You know, whatever's on it, doesn't matter. It's just here to break some mother blocks. And we've got another hungry dolphin to deal with. Get off screen. He didn't eat the fish again. So 2 for 2 on that one. And I'm gonna position myself so I don't spawn an enemy here because it lags the game a lot. And I gotta swim through these without getting crushed. Very annoying if it does happen because it's the end of the level. Supposed to turn into a school of fish next, but screw that, it's slow. Just skip the metasphere by holding left B and C. And swim to the end of the stage so we don't have to worry about dolphins eating us. And now, we need these horrible creatures to open doors for us, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go for YOLO strats here. And it worked!
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god! That's hype. Those things can insta-kill you.
Yep. They like to hug you real hard. And gonna try to do a glitch here to, yep. Spawns that block early, saves a little bit of time. Man, this has been a really good City of Forever. We didn't even get a bad larva spawn there. And time is going to be coming up pretty soon. It'll be when I swim into the final teleport ring. And time. Alright, that was a pretty good run, aside from that screw-up on Lost Orcas.
3505.
3505, nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's really good.
That is very good pace for a marathon. This secret password here was originally going to be used in a sequel to Tides of Time that unfortunately never got developed. So it's useless. Well, it's not entirely useless. Getting the secret password shows that you did not cheat.
That's right. If you cheat, the game makes fun of you for it.
Yeah, it's like, lol, get good, scrub. So we got some nice fireworks during this credit sequence, and it's gonna explain a little bit about what's going on. Those horrible blue, invincible, huggy death larva things in Atlantis, that was actually the Vortex Queen. She escaped in the form of a larva and followed you to Atlantis to use the time machine. She traveled back in time and found a bunch of creatures that she couldn't rule over, so she had no choice but to integrate into the cycles of Earth. Her descendants became arthropods, so crustaceans and insects and all that, so the game creates another time paradox. And Ecco, well, Echo's real bad at following instructions. Even though the Astrite told him to destroy the time machine, he actually uses it to disappear into the Ecco The Tides of Time copyright 1994 Sega Enterprises Limited. Had a lot of fun. This has been a fantastic marathon. Want to thank Blast the Process so much for hosting this. And yeah, just shout outs in particular to Chronoon. He has been a huge part of me joining this community and wouldn't have gotten to where I am in Ecco without him. So thank you, man.
You're welcome. Anything else you like to say? Any more shoutouts?
Yeah, shoutouts to Planet Chaos and City of Forever, Discord, Caverns of Hope. Just y'all are cool people.
That they are. Well, thanks, Grim. That was an awesome run of Ecco The Tides of Time. Always loved this game. It's such a good game. The whole series is really good. Hard though, very difficult series. But yeah, awesome stuff, and done in a great time. Well, coming up next, we have Starbird. He's going to play Ys 3, Wanderers from Ys, and that'll be coming up soon. So please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.